Okay, so here we are with Module 7, Lesson 2, about payday loans. So, a loan is just a sum of money provided temporarily on the condition that the amount borrowed will be repaid, and usually with interest. So the amount of interest on a loan is usually expressed as an interest rate. Which is the percentage of the principal that must be repaid in addition to the principal over a specific time period. So, example, if you borrowed $100 with a 10% interest rate, you'd pay back $110 at the end of that loan. You'd pay back the $100 that you borrowed plus the interest that is owed on it. So the annual percentage rate is the cost of credit on an annual basis. Combines the interest paid over the life of the loan and all fees that are paid up front. So to compute an APR, loans of longer than 1 year, requires some complicated math. In these cases, it's easier to use an APR calculator, which you can find all kinds of them online, especially if you're looking at real estate or home loan calculators. And it says that there are key pieces of information that consumers must have in order to compute the APR, whether using a calculator or not. First of all, you must know the amount of credit to be received. So what are you looking to borrow? $10,000, $50,000, $500? And you must know the dollar amount the credit will cost. The length of the loan. So am I borrowing that money for a year and a half, for 5 years? That's also known as the term of the loan. Okay, so we're going to do a little problem here. We're going to calculate the APR for a consumer who borrowed $500 for car repairs. The sum of the fees and the interest charges is $50. The term of the loan is 21 days. So first, we're going to divide the sum of the fees and interest charges by the amount that we financed. Okay, so that's $50 is the sum of the fees and charges, and $500 is what we finance. Stick that in a calculator, we get 0.1. Step 2, we're going to take that answer and we're going to multiply it by the number of days in a year. 365 days. And that equals okay. Now we're going to take that number, 36.5, and we're going to divide that answer by the term of the loan in days. Now, it says very plainly up here that we're going to borrow that for 21 days. So take that, divide it by 21. That equals this amount, 1.7381. Don't round it yet. Okay, so step 4 in this process, the final step, you're going to have this to use all you need it, okay? You're just going to have to identify a few things. Step 4, we're going to move the decimal point 2 places in this number and add a percent sign. So 1.7381 becomes, move twice, 173.81%. That's annual percentage rate. It's pretty high. Really, really high. Really, really high. Okay, so here in example 1, use that process to try this problem and see what you come up with. Then come back to me. Okay, welcome back. So, in shortcut, you can take that $25, divide it by 500, multiply that number by 365, then divide that whole thing by the term of the loan, 31. And you should have come up with a 59% annual percentage rate. That's still pretty high. Okay, so the last thing we're going to talk about here is payday loan. A payday loan is a small short-term loan that is intended to cover a borrower's expenses until his next payday. Usually the initial term for the short-term loan is about 2 weeks. Till everybody, I got paid, I'm short, need money. So most typically people borrow about $300. This is a $4.2 billion per year industry. 15 states have outlawed it or restricted it in some way. Okay? About average of 91%, approximately 91% of people do not pay this back. Hurts them. And these loans, here's the kicker, they average anywhere from 390 to 780% annual percentage rate. That's crazy. Just figure out what you can do and make it till your next payday if you're in that situation. Then start figuring out how to save some money. Anyway, that's the end of 7.2. If you need any help from there, let me know.